What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Wingin podcast. Jack, how you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Sandstorm.
Yeah, doing pretty good, man.
So, y'all looking at the title? Yeah, July's gonna be a problem.
A big problem.
Across across the universe, I heard the cries of everybody's banking accounts as they as Nintendo basically made them screaming hard. Okay, so this week we had some release dates courtesy of Nintendo. One of them moved the game up a whole 2 months, and the other one pushed the game that we kind of figured was probably going to be July back to September. But that's not really a problem because it's still summertime. So we're gonna go on and jump on Xenoblade Chronicles 3 first. We already did the trailer, so y'all have seen the trailer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we ain't got to go through that again. All right, so you ain't got to go through that again. But at the end of the trailer, we got a July 29th release date, a full 2 months before it was originally supposed to release in September.
Right.
So now the problem with this is Live Square Enix. I'm sorry, and because they come out the week before, I'm like, bruh. Square Enix can't catch a break, can they?
And it's not even like that's on some dedication stuff because no one here has played Live. So
yeah,
right.
I was like,
I gotta see how much the price is for Live Alive. Like, I'm really excited about that game, but like dead serious getting Xenoblade. Like, so if it's over 39 or 30.
Yeah, that's a tough sell right there.
It's gonna be hard to justify.
Yeah.
So, we already did our live reaction for the trailer, so I just want to go back through and just get you guys' thoughts on our main podcast tonight. So, Sanso, we'll start with you. Your overall thoughts about what they showed us and what they presented us in the trailer.
Man, I was already excited off the first trailer, so it didn't really, they didn't really have to give me another one until like pretty much right before it came out. But they felt like they needed to and give me a present with dropping it even earlier, which really wasn't a present. I was really checking my accounts, like I had it all figured out, and then they switched it up on me. But that's okay because I was gonna put Splatoon in that place, so that's all right. But anyway, showing off Ouroboros. I think that was crazy. Just having two of the characters fused together on some like Ultraman type stuff. Like that's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of like a Japanese version of just being Ultraman in that suit or whatever. So I thought that was really cool. It's cool that they put together because I heard you say this is kind of like the evolution of what Torna presented us.
Right.
So I think that's really nice because I never got to play Torna. I only played 2, and I felt like the combat was just a little bit slower. But from listening to you and Shadow, it seems, and looking at this, it seems like it's picked up a lot. And there's a lot of other things that are tacked on with it. Right. So I'm definitely down for that. The huge open world, I mean, that was a given. That was already going to be a thing for me. So just the fact that they've kind of found a way to fuse X in with that. And judging by what you were talking about earlier, Jay, this might be like the end of that series. Which this is probably the second one to really come in threes outside of X2, not counting X2, 1, 2, and 3. Besides Saga, this is like the only other one. So it'll be interesting if this ends up being like the end of that, because I don't know if I really want like a Xenoblade Chronicles X4, X5, and then go on to like be a Final Fantasy type deal. Like,
It needs to tell its story and
like if they want to make it like the Xeno world type of deal, like because all the Xeno games really do, they're all really are together, even Xeno Gears, but they're not together in the form that they're telling the whole story,
Right.
So I'm okay with that, but if this kind of wraps it up, I'll definitely be down for that.
Right.
Jack?
Well, I mean, for a person that didn't get a chance to play Torna, and then
y'all are killing me. Y'all know that, right? Y'all are killing me right now.
Because like for me, I try not to buy DLC unless I finish the game. Xenoblade, I got stuck So I was like, okay, I put it down for a minute, and then out of nowhere, here comes Torna. So for me, I'm like, okay, well, that just adds more to the plate, and I just never got a chance to finish it. And by that time, as we know how this whole thing played out, they sold out, and they stopped printing.
Yep,
So
they get
yes,
that
I can
digital
still
copy.
right, I can still get the digital. But I'm fooling myself thinking I'm going to go back finish it because like we discussed before, I would have to start over. Unless I can just kind of go back somewhere else and grind, which I think in itself would be a problem. But looking at this in its entirety, the game looks great. This will be my opportunity to play Torna in a way, even with an enhanced system. Just looking at the lore and the story of the games and themselves, hearing you all talk about how they tie in some shape, form, or fashion is always very interesting because I typically don't pay too much attention to the story of games unless they're really, really, really interesting or they stand out. Because even when we talked about Metroid and things like that, you have to go search for it. You have to get all the details and information when you go dig for it. Xeno is a little bit more upfront, and it's just a game I just enjoy playing, especially with the RPG elements of it. And then now they have these fusions along with with X. I love the scales. Like those things drew me in and made it easier and a lot more fun to play. But I'm always looking forward to these games. It's just always, do you have the time to play them?
Right.
So while this looks super interesting to me, and yes, I haven't finished Xeno. I finished the original Xenoblades, not the definitive edition because I didn't get that, but I finished the original one on the 3DS because I never got a chance to finish the one on the Wii. But I finished the one on the 3DS, and being able to possibly go back to that game to see how this ties into this one will be cool. But then sometimes I'm like, I'll just rely on Jay and Shadow for that. So it's like, let them catch me up. This would be kind of like a quick recap kind of thing, and then I go in and play the game. But I plan on picking it up day one regardless. Just because is always an interesting game to play. But will I have the time to play it? Probably not. But I'll still go get it and play.
For me personally, I'm just looking forward to seeing how because they've meshed XCX's Overdrive with XC's Chain Attack with XE2's like system of changing weapons.
Right.
I just want to see how this is going to work. And this is before we even got to the old interlink stuff.
Right.
I'm like, so this should help me not die as easily when I walk into a new area and there's a giant level 80 baboon behind me.
Right.
That, I'm just happening to walk along trying to grind, and next thing I know, wow, why am I dead? Oh, that's him.
Right.
Yep.
Or
can't run far enough. Run far enough.
That's the one thing I love and hate about Xenoblade games. Like, you be like, okay, I need to grind. I'm going to do some straight up grinding for about a couple hours a day. That's going to be my gameplay session. And everywhere you go is a tyrant.
Right.
Because you there at the wrong time.
Yep.
And it just so happens to rain.
Right.
Yep.
Why is there a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex in this game? But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this one, how this actually plays out, especially since it's clear that Melia from the first game is in this, and worst kept secret ever is Nia's. So like, bro, y'all gonna show them how long? You might want to show a face.
Right.
We see the okay. And it's interesting seeing the Entias back, seeing as how they weren't in Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Right.
So, and I'm thinking you're gonna have to have at least completed Xenoblade Chronicles 2 to understand this, because there's something that happens at the end of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 that makes sense as to why we probably on Mirror. So
I'm probably just gonna have to
pony up
on it. Yeah.
I'm going to take a shot. I'm going to go.
Where are you stuck at?
You remember last time we spoke about where it's kind of like the little desert area. I forget. It's been so long since I played the game, but
you're Mordane.
Yeah, because that big wall that you can't get past, but then you got to go around.
Yeah,
in a way. But
you must have got further than I did.
Yeah, because
you got to go through the factory.
Right. So it's like you go up the elevator, and then when I came around, I'm like, ooh, you're like 30 levels higher than me, and while I would run, I'm not faster than you. So,
Right.
but
You
my
need
mission is
to.
telling me I need to be over there.
You need to grind.
I'm gonna have to.
There's some enemies right outside of that you should be able to handle.
Right.
Then you go in there, and then you should be able to, because the key is it's not on the bottom floor, but there are two very giant snakes down there that you're gonna have to beat.
Yeah,
So,
because like on the other end, at first those dogs were giving me a problem.
Yeah.
But then I started cleaning them like instantly. But yeah, I got to grind in some shape, form, or fashion, because at this point, as soon as you get over there, it's just like, because inside of the it's kind of like inside of the warehouse looking spot, it was already a problem, but I made it through, and then I beat the boss at the very bottom of the floor. So then I was like, all right, cool, I'm coming out, and I'm like, yo, y'all worse than him.
Yeah, so there's level 80s on the other side of that door.
I said, damn, I can't do this.
Like at the end of the game, when you want to grind, that's where I go to grind. I just go outside that factory and just, because it's all level 80s out there. So I'm like, okay, who wants that work first?
Bro, it's a beast factory out there. But I mean, I tried to run one time. I almost made it.
Yeah, don't.
And that's when you put the controller down, you say, I'm done.
Yep.
That's it. I'm not gonna get mad. I knew it was gonna happen. I'm done.
If you do need some help, there is a neoseeker.com. You can go there. They have like a walkthrough that actually helps you like get past some certain stuff in that game. Because I was trying to tell Rob that today, because he's stuck in
Yellow Ice Spot.
Yeah, he's stuck in Tanto, and I'm like, dude, I had to go to Neoseeker. So because I know where he's stuck at, but I can't tell him where to go because the way they did the map, it's hard to tell. But once you get down there, it's a straight shot. But you just got to get to the bottom. That's the problem. The problem is getting to the bottom.
And
once
see,
this
isn't like X.
It's right there.
It's not like X to where you can just dive off and just
See, I've tried to do that a couple times.
Why would you
jump down? Just try and jump down, but find a ledge that you can jump down far enough without actually dying.
Yeah.
Like, no rollout or anything.
None.
It ain't Zelda. You can't roll out of it.
Legs broke instantly.
Yeah. So yeah, but that game is clearly a day one. I'm still looking forward to Live Alive. I don't think Square is going to move it. I wish they would, but I don't think, because where do you move it to?
It looked cool.
You're screwed either way you go.
Either way,
that's unfortunate because, like you said, Jack, they don't. I mean, it's not coming out, and it's not coming out on anything else, as far as I know, right?
Right now it's just Nintendo for all I
know.
Usually, now,
and that's gonna be the excuse, man. I hate that.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna hit PlayStation and PC at some point,
eventually,
just like they did with Octopath.
Right.
But I think right now and to be completely fair to Square, if Xenoblade didn't get moved up, it would have been fine.
Yeah,
it would have been fine, even if Splatoon would have came out on the
two different games.
Yeah,
that's
RPG,
it would have been fine. But
RPG versus RPG,
and to be completely fair, Monolith does a better job than Square has in the last few years.
Right.
So
even if it is a
HD
2D.
Yeah, and plus, if it's a situation where you got like a parent that's sitting there and say, "All right, look, you only getting one of these and it's gonna have to last for a while," they're gonna get Xenoblade because they know Xenoblade is a 100+ hour game without doing the side quests.
More up to date, modern,
That's me. I got a parent myself. Like you only get one. That's why I really, really hope, because we don't actually have a price date on Live Alive, right?
July 22nd.
Yeah, about to say
No, actual price. Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, you do.
Because it should be on eShop by now.
Yeah, because you pre-order it. So I want to say it's 39.
It's 50. It ain't happening.
Nah, that should have been somebody's 20 or something.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: like Square Enix will throw those games on sale. So that's why I'm like, it's gonna be on sale probably Labor Day. That Labor Day weekend is probably gonna be on sale.
Because there's not even a physical copy, right?
Right.
I don't think they're doing the physical copy. Well, not right now. I think it's digital only right now.
Yeah.
Right.
I think we got to talk about limited run probably do it if Square don't do it. Because they've been going back and doing physical copies on some of them, because they went and did a run for Octopath when they released it everywhere else.
Right.
They did a physical copy run. So
Well, you better hope I have plenty of gold coins, because
I just realized I had $10 yesterday. I was like, "Ooh, okay."
Yeah, because I got 15, didn't even know it. I had 15, didn't even know it. So
It's just there.
I feel you on that. All right, so Splatoon 3 is the next one.
Hey.
Now that video, they did a full-on turf war. Shows some new weapons. It looked, was it me or did it look a little bit faster to you guys?
It's faster.
Yeah, it's definitely
Kind of had to at this point.
Yeah. There was a couple things I didn't like. I didn't like the fake Spider-Man special.
I know what you're talking about. The robot.
Oh,
How you don't like the robot? It's literally just like a little crawl joint. Oh, you not like
I like the robot.
Zip?
I like the robot. I just don't like the little fake Spider-Man web slinger thing.
Based off of what that looked, it looked like it's very short. Like it don't last long because she literally pulled twice, popped up behind somebody, hit, and then went right back. So it don't seem like it lasts long at all.
Right.
The crab one lasted a good amount of time.
Right.
So, I mean, then they showed the regular ones like the whaler. We saw that one. Yeah. The bow looks cool, but I didn't get a chance to see what the special was. Because every time she was trying to do special, they splattered her.
Yeah,
they splattered her immediately. I'm like, God dang.
Now that comes off like a great substitute for a sniper, because I don't know about anybody else. I don't know how people play the sniper.
I don't either.
Not in turf war. Not in turf war.
Not in turf war.
In the tower thing, yeah.
Yeah.
In Salmon Run, yeah, but turf war, hell no.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it.
There's no place to camp.
No.
And if you do, you're screwed.
Right.
Because
by the very nature of that game.
Yep. Especially if somebody get a special, like whether it's that rain cloud or if it's just the bombs dropping down on you, like you can't just sit there because somebody will find you instantly. But I can't wait for this game, man.
I think it look. I mean, visually, I think it looked better than.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It looked like they did some tweaking with the textures and stuff like that. Because it's definitely looking a lot better. Yeah, the Monkey King. I remember now. You said Spider-Man. It's like my man kind of grew a tail, and
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like the whole turf war was actually, I don't know who they had playing, but they knew what they were doing.
Oh yeah, you got to.
Yeah, they knew exactly what they would do. This wasn't people that didn't know how to play.
Right.
Definitely knew the area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was kind of close.
Yeah, it was.
But at the end, that's when we got the release date of September 9th, 2022.
Which is,
I know they gave you all this excitement. They like, oh, by the way,
yanked it.
Yanked it. But like we've been saying, dude, we knew this was gonna happen.
Right.
We knew this was gonna happen because I mean it, and we still got what is it, like 2 more games that Nintendo said that we don't know anything about.
Right.
That's coming. Where you gonna put them at?
Donkey gonna be in December because we had that conversation last time.
Yeah, if Donkey Kong drops in December,
used to come out in December.
Yeah, I mean, if it comes out in December, that's the smart play,
right?
Because what they gonna go up against? Sonic Frontiers? Come on, man.
Easy.
I'm not worried about that one. I'll tell you that much.
And don't get me wrong, I like Sonic games. I even like Sonic Forces. I know I'm finna lose a lot of credit in comments. I'm sorry, but I do like Sonic Forces because the overall, to me, the game wasn't bad. Does it have problems? All these Sonic games do. My favorite is still Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, exactly.
That game has problems.
With you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, to me, I enjoy. I didn't understand all the haterade on Forces because I did find myself enjoying that one way more than I thought I would. I thought I would, but this is like I really hope that Frontier does well because.
If Frontiers don't do well, do you think, I won't say that's it for Sonic, but do you think they kind of just keep him on the back burner for a little bit?
Yeah, that'd be the best best deal for the time. But the reason why I say that is because you put him on the back burners, because your movie's killing it. Do that 3rd movie, let it sit, let that series sit for about a good 2 years.
And then bring them back.
Yeah, but this time, make sure whatever you do, make sure that damn engine work. Just make sure the engine works.
All I'm gonna say is
He's a
Sonic.
cash cow, huh?
Sonic is signed to a 360 deal. Sonic has to put out this work. He's not going to be able to stop working. Sonic is the crazy part about it is Sonic doesn't need to be Sega's breadwinner, but they're
Nope.
going to continue to push the issue with Sonic, and I blame this on one or two factors. One, the damn fans. Those have to be the most, just the most delusional ass fans I've ever seen in my life. I've like because I sat down and watched a Q&A when they were going to release. I think it was Sonic's the last game that just came out. What's the name? Forces.
Forces.
So I'm literally watching the Q&A, and as they're going over stuff, people are cheering. I'm like, none of this makes sense. You're creating custom characters, and he can do like the little zip line thing, or he can do this, he doesn't tie in at all. And Robotnik actually won somehow, and now it's just this whole thing. I don't know how this is going to work. I honestly don't think it's going to work, but I want it to, because I've been interested in Sonic. I ain't gonna sit here and say I've been a fan, but I've been interested in Sonic since its inception.
Right.
I was always a fan of the cartoons. I've always been a fan of the idea of Sonic. They just haven't been able to execute it. I put him in the same level as Donkey Kong in a way, to where the 2D works, but they just can't figure the 3D out for whatever reason. And for Donkey Kong, I don't really understand why they haven't made 3D work, but at least Sonic, I give him a pass, because this whole speed aspect. I've said it time and time again. That's hard for it to be the center focus of what your character is speed. And you have to give off that idea of speed. Then you also have to take into account that everything else is slower than him. That's why I feel like there would never really be a good Flash game. How do you make that work?
Yeah,
it's too hard to do outside of racing. Racing, everybody's fast, you know. But as far as a game where it's supposed to be speed and platforming, no.
Yeah, that's and that's the thing, because like I would even say that Flash could work better if they put it in the light of how Arkham worked, and you just being able to dodge punches like they do with, like how Flash would do, and you would just say, oh, he just wasn't paying attention because he was being Flash. But the fact that Sonic has platforming on top of the speed thing makes it even more difficult. And just looking at Frontier, because we haven't even really seen like actual gameplay. We just kind of saw like an open world aspect of it. And while the building of the world looked well enough to maybe that it could work, they even had like the giant little loop and all that.
What do you do?
Gotta, you have to cap him. He has to get capped. Like in the start of the game is like, he's the fastest, fastest thing alive, but Robotnik figured out how to cap him. Like,
smart.
Yep. He got stuck at 70, 80, 90 miles an hour. Like that's really the only way you can do an open world like that. Because if he's that fast, as fast as he's supposed to be, none of that open world traversing or anything like that would matter. Yeah.
Because you're gonna have to Metroid this. Yeah, you're going to have to Metroid this. So because even Sonic Adventure kind of played on this a little bit.
Yeah.
So where as you went through the game, Sonic got upgrades. He got the little ring bracelet. He got the different shoes and all that stuff. So they at least experimented with that. But I think, Sandstorm, I think you're on to something, to where yes, we know him as the Blue Blur, but he does have a nemesis that could have the technology to kind of halt his speed.
Yep.
And so
or at least slow it down.
Slow it down or something, because I mean you can't have Sonic run around at Mario speed. You can't do that. But have him at a decent enough speed to where it makes sense for him to platform and he's not falling off the screen or anything like that. But over time, he's got things that Tails makes to kind of accommodate for the things that he's missing out on. And then at the end of the game, all right, cool, found a way to get it back. Bam. All right, let's do that one final zone, and you just get to use all that speed at the end. But yeah, I mean, even with that open world thing, I still feel like, even with it being open world, it's just gonna be an open world with those big like teleporting rings, and you just gonna teleport into a damn level somewhere and just do this all over again.
Yeah, because they tried to experiment with a little bit of stuff during Sonic Lost World, which to me wasn't a bad game. I know people hated it, but to me it wasn't bad.
No.
But I understand why people were upset. But at the same time, like, dude, if you put him in a world like this and you still want this platforming, what do you expect? I'm like, you overshoot everything.
You think they take away the platforming?
You can't.
I know. I know.
Here's the thing, it's like Mario Odyssey don't have as much platforming as it
really don't.
So you can probably get away if you lessen it,
right?
And stretch it out. I mean, yeah, they got certain stuff that you have to do, but it's not as much as in the 2D games,
right?
So if you say, okay, we're gonna do this 3D open world ish, because I'm still thinking it's gonna be ish, not truly open world.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna have to, because you're gonna have to do something. You have to alter it in some way,
right?
And I think that's probably your best bet, unless you're just gonna say we bringing back Silver and Shadow and all them other ones, and oh boy, that's good. That's gonna be a can of worms. I don't think anybody want to open.
Right?
Yeah. They just need to hit the refresh button on Sonic. Just do a reboot, if you will, even though he ain't went nowhere. But just hit like a reboot on Sonic. And just kind of, well, the movie's kind of messed that up, because I mean, you just kind of have to reintroduce him in some type of way and just change the nature of the game. I mean, it can't be a platform game. Now, I don't know of any game, and anybody can chime in, but do we have another game out there that relies on speed, but is not necessarily platforming? Because the only thing I'm thinking of in a way are speed running games, kind of like Super Meat Boy, or even like those run games, the bit run games, the bit trip joints. But they're not even that stupid fast. They're moderate. So
there was a game, and it's nothing like Sonic by any means.
Right.
And even the platforming, and I can't remember for the life of me what the name of the game is called. It was an indie title, but basically you were running around. I believe there's a falcon or something like that. You were running around with a bow, and you would shoot at something, and it would increase your speed every time.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Exactly. So, like, as far as traversing and stuff like that, I mean, obviously Sonic can't go that same route, but that was kind of along the lines of like a open world-ish game, and there was still like platforming like mechanics in there as far as like going to the temples and stuff like that. But when you were out in the open world, it like the more you would shoot it, the more it would speed up. And so you could have something like that for Sonic in this. Like, even if you capped his speed, you know, he runs through the little bumpers or whatever to increase his speed. And it could be one of those like they did in Sonic, well, even in Sonic Adventures, where it's the cutscene, you know what I mean? And you see him like going over the whole loop, or like, you know, he's off in the forest and you know, it does something funky or something like that. The only thing is I don't know how many times you could play that scene. Right. You know what I mean? So it's like it's possible to be able to speed him up. And I just looked over the announcement trailer again. It doesn't look like he's particularly like fast per se, but you know, that's just a trailer in itself. But whatever is attacking him, going after him, like they're about the same speed as him, and then he kind of just like super shots forward for like a little burst, his little burst roll. But like the way that the environment looks in the game, it looks like you're going to be doing a lot of stopping. Like,
I have to.
There's a lot of area, there's a lot of wide area, but it looks like there's a lot of things going upwards. So not necessarily platforming per se, but I'm hoping they're not gonna give him the flash treatment and be able to, you know, run up walls and all that other craziness.
Well, apparently, because I'm looking now, there was some gameplay footage at South by Southwest. Yeah, so I'm looking at it now. There's gameplay footage of the game.
I need to see that.
Where you got it at?
On YouTube. So I just typed in Sonic Frontiers gameplay, and it was this YouTuber TWIP.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess it's South by Southwest gameplay. I mean, it looks good, but it's the same crap that I've said that Sonic's always gonna be. But and he's even got the little thing from Sonic Boom, the
Mhm.
little lasso or whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Well,
So, I mean, if you,
that makes sense in a way. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it looks good, and it's one of those things to where there are multiple routes in Sonic. You just have to know that they're there, but you're so focused on speed sometimes that you're not looking for multiple routes. And I
Right.
think that's why they introduced those red coins because they had to get you to start looking around those levels.
Right. That's what made it fun though. Like
Right.
because you would be going so fast, you would have to time stuff. And if
Right.
you timed it at the wrong time, you ended up on some needles, you know.
Right. Yep.
yeah.
Oh wow, it is gameplay.
Yo,
Yeah.
Andre, what's up, man?
And
That's not I mean,
I would,
so
would share that. I would share that footage, but I don't want to get in
Right.
trouble with
Yeah.
anybody
I
else's
feel you.
thing. So,
I feel you.
yeah, we're not gonna share that one. I'd have to wait till Sega officially.
Right.
does it.
I will say this: the way that they're presenting it and the way that it looks, it's interesting that they would consider this because it looks like you're on a straight path, like how you
Yep.
would be in a normal Sonic game. But it also looks like, yeah, you really can just veer off and go do something else.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Like there's no one path
Right.
to your destination because typically it was like a vertical situation with Sonic. Like either there was path A, B, and C.
Mhm.
But it looks like it's a little bit more than that. I mean, I don't know. Like Sonic's just a hard one to call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I hope they do well with it. I
do too, yeah.
I really hope this one succeeds because I want to see like if this really does go really well for them, I would like more games in this vein from them.
Yeah.
May not necessarily be in the same area or however they play it out, but either way, yeah. See, he went back to this area. He went away from this area, but he ended up going right back to it. So it is fast. Like it is him being fast, but it's like it's hard to explain.
Yeah, it is. You just have to
It's hard
watch
to
it.
explain. Yeah, you gotta watch it. It's
As long
hard
as,
to
it ain't,
explain.
as long as it ain't Sonic 06, we'll be all right. So,
As long as the fact that it's working, that's
Yeah.
already.
Yep.
so on that topic of like stuff that Sega had, did y'all hear about this? Them trying to reboot Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio.
Yeah, I saw that.
I heard that. Yeah.
I don't
Heard the
like the
rumor.
direction though.
Wait. Do we know details on it?
People are speculating
Yeah.
that it's one of those things of like they're gonna find ways to continue to monetize the game, and I don't know exactly what the hell that means, but
They're
If
probably
it's-
not doing another
if-
games as service.
Put it on
It's-
mobile. Put it on mobile.
we already got
Which
it
is-
on mobile.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
already on.
which means they're going to be doing stuff like EA and have you buying packets and bundles and stuff.
Yeah.
What, taxis and clothes?
I
Yep.
mean,
Yeah.
Crazy Taxi is okay. Like I don't mind it. It's a good game, but Jet Set Radio is the one that I'm really or Jet Grind Radio, is the
No,
one that
you were
I
right.
really
Jet
care
Set
about.
Radio because
Yeah.
Jet Grind is just from Dreamcast.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean that's the one that I feel like has more of a future than Crazy Taxi personally.
Well, Crazy Taxi would have been fine if they would have kept going with the city aspect of like every game being a
they got
different
crazy
city.
after a while.
Yeah.
Because like the first one was all right. Then the second one was what, Big Apple.
Yeah.
The third one was Vegas, and then they lost their mind after that.
Super
Yeah.
lost their mind.
Yeah, so I'm like, if they would have kept that, they probably would have still been going. If they would have just said, okay, what other city we gonna go to? Let's go to Seattle. All right, let's
Right.
go to Atlanta. Let's do Crazy Taxi Miami.
Detroit.
Yeah, let's do Detroit. Let's do Chicago. Let's do, if they would have did it like that, they'd probably still be going on right now, and it'd probably be lucrative for them.
Oh yeah,
Right.
it's been very lucrative.
But they decided not to do that. So, Crazy Taxi will always hold like a special place for me, just because I just thought the game was just fun. The game was flat out fun.
Baby Sandstorm is on. Hi. She's
Hello.
on my-
Hello.
Yeah, man. I mean, to me, that the game's got out of control.
Mhm.
Now, I'm still looking forward to a Crazy Taxi because the one that other game that you played, Jay, that didn't work.
We ain't talking. We don't talk about that.
So now, but the other game that's supposed to be replicating Jet Grind Radio, That's still not out yet, but it looks good.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if they just kind of pull back on it because they've been quiet for.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say what they were working on something, weren't they? What happened to that?
They showed a lot of gameplay of it too, so I don't know what happened to it.
So
you could get off and walk around and go places. Yeah. Dang, I just assumed that it came out.
I'm guessing this is one of those situations where they were probably supposed to show it at E3 and
that likely screwed them over.
Yeah. So they're just gonna have to find some other way to show it. Probably on like an indie thing, like Gorilla Collective or something. When they do one of theirs, they'll probably show it there. Because they're supposed to be still on tap for whatever day they was doing it in June anyway.
Right.
That Gorilla Games Collective thing. So, all right. So there is something I do want to say. Congratulations to Atlas and Shin Megami Tensei for selling a milli.
Okay.
They passed the milli.
5?
Yeah. 5 past a milli.
I hate now I'm not a part of that milli, but hey.
Yeah, hey, you missing out.
Yeah, I know I am.
You missing out.
I know.
Yeah, so congratulations to that, and for everybody that hated on it, that said that there's no way this game would make any money. So
with Unreal Engine 4 at that.
Right. But the thing is, it's like when people enter into gaming at a certain time, you don't look back on where stuff spawns from. That's where that problem comes in, because everybody thought for sure Persona was its own thing. And it's like, no, it's not.
It's not.
Because even like for me, when I first started hearing about Persona, it was X-Play had done a review of Persona 3 FES. So that was like the other version of it. And the one thing that got me, they was like, oh, you take the gun, shoot it in your head, and then the Persona comes out. I'm like, yo, I got to pick this up. So like I went and I picked it up. And it's a great, like, some people don't like it. Like some people hate it, but I like the game. It was something I got a chance to play and beat like right before I went into the military. But then I realized there was like all these other Shin Megami games. And I'm like, okay, so they all kind of Devil Summoner, like all of them are there. And like there's like isn't there like a digital something, like a digital Devil Saga 1-2? But yeah, I mean, so Persona is not the main game, and then that's when I found out Shin Megami Tensei is actually the main game.
Yep.
So, and people don't know, and it's so funny to see them because you just like I got to the point I don't even argue, I just laugh.
There's no point.
Yeah, they try and connect. They're like, wait a minute, isn't that from that? Are they doing cameos? Well, actually,
no, you got it backwards, bro. But yeah, congrats out to Atlas and that team for Shin Megami Tensei 5. Much appreciated. I like to see games do well, especially ones like that, because Tokyo Mirage Sessions, while it had its fair share of detractors, that engine was actually pretty good.
I love that engine, actually.
Yeah, and just from what the little bit I do know, they did do they did tweak it a little bit for 5. So that's why I'm like, yeah, when people were complaining about, I'm like, if you play Tokyo Mirage Sessions, you should not have an issue with that.
Yeah,
gameplay wise.
Yeah, story wise too, because that story is actually the bomb. Yeah, they do really good with the stories.
Okay. Yeah, well, yeah, that team normally does. It may be a little bit long in the tooth, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're a little long in the tooth, but yeah, the stories are usually really well done. So there is a couple things I want to talk about. We're gonna freestyle for the rest of this episode. So did y'all hear that the AEW game is supposed to get released in September?
No, I did not hear that.
Yeah,
I heard that because apparently they've gotten the I guess the main roster done, and at Dynamite and Rampage they were getting crowd noise and chants before and after the shows. They asked people to stick around so they can get the whole filming done, because apparently they're supposed to be trying to get the game out this fall, so September, October, somewhere in there. Is the rumor thing. AEW, the AEW game.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there like, okay, so I'm guessing. I'm like, all them recent signings they had, I'm like, is they gonna have DLC? Is that
they're gonna have DLC? A lot of DLC then.
A lot of it.
And I'm guessing Cody's still gonna be in the game.
Well, yeah.
I would imagine so. And even if he's not, just like from having WWE 2K22,
and
somebody can create him.
Yeah, well, they already got Keith Lee, Adam Cole, and all that in 22 anyway. So they just kept them in there.
Because I mean, CM Punk's in the game too, so it's just like I guess it just don't really matter. I guess you still have like I'm assuming, even if you're not wrestling, they still own some type of likeness of you to a certain point.
Yeah, to a certain point.
Yeah.
Because I'm a fan of Youps, so I'm just interested in seeing how they're gonna run this, and then I just want to see how they're gonna do a Stadium Stampede. How they gonna do some of these crazy matches that they known for putting on, and that's what I want. Because I already know there's one person I'm gonna create because he's probably not in the game, and I really wish he was. But I'm just gonna go on and create. Yeah, I'm creating Baron.
I'd be surprised if he's not. So I mean, try to get as many fighters in there as possible.
Yeah,
but I feel like Baron would have said something by now, or at least hinted at something if he was on the NDA.
Yeah.
But so you already, because I know I stepped away. You already announced what the name of the game was?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it now. It said that it's called AEW Fight Forever.
Well, that is one of the chants.
Yeah, that's what they said is the chant frequently heard. Yeah, so that's what it's called.
I mean, dude, I'm sorry. Like, this was a match I was seeing. Hangman and Bryan Danielson. That one got to fight forever. Serena Deeb and Sheeta had a fight forever. Like whether you like AEW or not, they put on some great matches. The stories sometimes be kind of all over the place, but the matches ain't the problem.
Right.
Because the matches be interesting and exciting, in my opinion. They don't be slow and take forever. They actually be fun to watch. Yeah, they be fun to watch. Some of them go a mile a minute. Some of them a little bit slower, but they are all pretty much good. Like, I can't wait because I'm probably gonna play Sting and have just like crazy. Because Sting is 63 years old and still getting it in.
Yeah, you wouldn't ever think about it.
Yeah, because I mean, even looking at the Hardys, man, I'm like, I saw them doing a table match the other day. I'm like, are you serious?
And Jeff got on top of the damn. Yeah. Jeff pulled out a ladder, gets on top of the little awning from the from where the window thing is, and did a. I'm like, okay.
I was like, bro, y'all, because I know y'all hurt. And then,
like, dude, you're older than me.
Yeah.
I'm 41. You're older than me. So I know you hurting. I know you was hurting.
Yeah.
They got iced up the moment they got off screen.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
But yeah, dude, I mean, I like their shows, so, and I like their roster, so it's going to be very interesting to see how that game comes about, because I'm pretty sure that was another one that was supposed to probably be at E3.
Probably.
But knowing Kenny, he's probably had a thing at the freaking Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah. Smart place to put it.
Yeah. Especially since they got that because they're doing a pay-per-view with New Japan. So
okay.
Yeah, they're doing a crossover pay-per-view on like June. It's actually June 26th, I think.
Yeah. They've been doing them every now and again from what I heard.
They've been having like, because they had Ishii on. They had Ishii on last week. They've had Jay White show up. So they've been having New Japan people on there. So this is actually going to be an actual pay-per-view, though.
But this does make me wonder, though, now that Tony Khan owns Ring of Honor, are those wrestlers going to be included, too?
Probably DLC. Gotta be DLC.
That's a lot of DLC. Like,
well, if I'm going to do it, I'll probably have a big expansion for Ring of Honor. Yeah. Probably just have an expansion for Ring of Honor.
Like have a whole, like a sort of like an invasion storyline with Ring of Honor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and let that be my expansion. And to give the game life for like, 2-3 years.
Right.
Yep.
And to give the game life. So
especially if they leave if they copy at least all the customization type options that WWE has.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And hey, AEW, please do not do the stupid thing that 2K did with WWE and let you create a character and not be able to use them in the story.
I already know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's a killer. That's
if I can't transfer a character in, I should at least be able to transfer a character out.
Thank you.
And neither option is available.
The simple fact that I have a character in my Rise, and then I also have to go to a character from my universe, like it's so stupid. Like I don't know. 2K did an oversight on a lot of.
There's a patch. They can patch and fix it, but it's just like it's tedious. I said they could.
Mhm.
I'd say they will.
And we know they're not going to. This game is doing too well. Like it's got a positive reception, especially from all the YouTubers, because they're just excited to be able
That
to
it
stream a
works.
game that works.
Mhm.
Because they fought tooth and nail throughout 2020, and I'm like, kudos to y'all. But yeah,
we know how that last one went.
that was a mess. But I mean, they've done their thing. I mean, to me, this was a great first step from that debacle that was 2020. But they do have a lot of things to still fix. Whether you talk about the belts physics, and sometimes the game freaks out a little bit. But I mean, honestly, outside of that, it's still a good game. I'm just hoping that AEW is better.
Everybody's hoping that, but
Yeah.
They're not planning on making this yearly either, are they?
No,
Don't need to.
no.
Good.
I remember because somebody asked like Kenny that, and he said no.
Okay, good.
they'll probably do like maybe if they're doing what I think they'll do like a yearly DLC packet, which would be a good idea.
Smart.
But yeah, not a yearly game release.
Right.
Because I mean, really, what's the point? What changes that much in wrestling that you need to drop it yearly?
You wouldn't need to.
I mean, some sets,
I guess.
maybe a couple moves.
Well, with AEW, they just have
costumes.
They have weird special shows though. Like that's the thing that they do. Like they'll have like St. Patrick's Day bash or like something like that. They'll do something like that
Right.
every other month or something. So they'll have like weird shows. So I get that, but yeah, like there wouldn't be much that would actually change.
Now, the one thing I'm interested in, and it may seem small until you play these games, will they opt to do commentary versus music? Because I've played games in both ways, to where the music seems to be a little more easier to deal with because there's only so much dialogue they can do as far as commentary before it gets repetitive.
Yeah.
So even when you think about something as simple as like NBA Street Volume 2, yes, you heard Babito all the time, but the music mixed with him just made it didn't seem repetitive at all.
Right.
It just added to the flair of it. But I don't think, with this being their first go around, I don't think they're going to go all out with commentary. So I would wonder if they would just do music opposed to the commentary.
So like what the old SmackDown games used
Yeah.
to do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That would make sense. That would make sense.
That'd be definitely a good change.
I mean, look, what they could do, and it might draw a lot more popularity for them. Challenge people to make their own commentary for matches and upload it.
Yeah. Now get your fans in, because God knows 2K don't like it, but
right.
Jeez. I don't know.
I'm fighting with that. So
yeah, because I mean, I think I was just having a conversation with somebody about that earlier about copyright claims between YouTube and these creators, to where it can be something original and you can still get claimed. So it's almost like, is it worth it? And I know some of the YouTubers for wrestling, they don't get claims because they partner. Yeah. And so they're already on that statue already. But as far as like your everyday person, you would think you was streaming the real event.
Right.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah. It's rough, man. But we'll see.
I just thought that was cool when they when that kind of hinted out. Well, I wouldn't say leaked out really, but it was kind of cool because they showed like them Tony asking people to hang out for a little bit after the show so they could actually get the crowd reactions and all that stuff. So I'm like, oh, so y'all really gonna have this game done then? Because
it's too easy to truly ask the crowd, like, what do you think? Like, do you think that this game is too fast, too slow? Now, I'm all for not asking them for everything, because you got too many hands on the pot, it'll mess the game up. Right. But at least figure out what you want and then see if people like it and see if you need to alter it, change it. Kind of similar to like what Square does with the whole Project Octopath and everything else that they've done. Just kind of get some feedback before you drop the game. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure they'll all do it. I'm pretty sure this game will be good out the gate, get updates to be even better, because I don't think it's going to be a yearly release, and they'll have time throughout this span of the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5's lifespan. And I feel like we'll get a second one before these systems go away, but for sure, I think just this one and them focusing on getting the systems and everything right, do your thing. You got a veteran on your side in Ukes. Go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, you got the team that WWE would love to have back.
Right.
Yeah.
They would really love to have them back if they had their way.
Yeah, I mean, I know they do, and one thing that 2K has to look out for is if this pops off, don't be surprised if somebody else show up. Is just the nature of the beast, because if somebody is able to put like a little chink in your armor, the rest of them gonna show up.
Yep, they're gonna show up.
So the rest gonna show up.
Yep.
Man, and that sports crowd is a very dedicated crowd. So when you look at stuff like football, Madden got something that's right around the corner that I don't know if y'all seen it, and it's coming from the NFL. They have a legitimate quarterback NFL like game on VR on Quest 2 that's dropping, and because they were talking about it on their event, and this is like full teams, real players. You can throw, you can run, you can do everything. And now the Pat Mahomes game tried that, it didn't work out. They got an AM2R type game that they're constantly improving, but it doesn't work. So they got competition coming. Basketball, that's just 2K's lane. Ain't nobody else messing with that right now.
Right.
Baseball, as we see, MLB can't nobody touch them because they do a great job. But WWE, they came back with a vengeance, and they got that contract renewed with WWE. Well, 2K got the contract renewed with WWE because it was about to go to EA from what they were saying.
Yeah. It
but
that would have been horrible.
We all know that.
Yeah.
But it's just the nature of the beast at this point. So if Ukes and AEW do a great job with this game, I can only imagine what's coming up next for another wrestling game, because I'm pretty sure there's other divisions out there I don't know anything about.
That's what I was going to say. Like, if this does well, do you think we'll finally get like a New Japan game?
I think the way with the New Japan game, I think they'll rely more on Fire Pro. But at some point they're going to have to upgrade Fire Pro, because Fire Pro has been in that 2D element for so long. Eventually they're going to have to 3D Fire Pro.
Yeah.
Because the customization in that game is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I don't know who you get it outside of that team, that Fire Pro team. But
I'll let the Fire Pro team do it.
Yeah, I definitely let them do it. So
I'm pretty sure they've all had experience working in the 3D realm at some point. So I mean, that's the thing. I'm simply looking because I'm like, I was one of those people who thought it was just WWE and everybody else was like indie. And a friend of mine told me, like, dude, you need to watch New Japan and Evolve and some of them. And I started watching them. I'm like, dude, these dudes better than WWE dudes.
Right.
And then you start seeing like a lot of the WWE dudes. Then when you start getting it, when Triple H was running stuff, that's who he went and got.
Right.
So, and then they let all of them go, which was stupid. And now I'm like, okay, cool. So now if this works, I want to see something from everybody else too.
Yep. I'm interested, man. I'm ready for it. And then on top of that too, the boxing game, they're still working on that, but I'm ready for that to come out too.
I've been ready for that to come out, man.
That game need to be out like last year, but I know they said that they were having some issues here and there getting people signed, because they always said that, hey, look, we'll have somebody sign, but then such and such to show up and say, oh, well, I heard you gave somebody this amount of money, so now I want this amount of money.
I hate when they do that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like, dude. Yeah, I got to work that stuff out before.
Right.
Because I can't just do real boxing, man. I can't play real boxing 2 anymore. Like I need somebody in here to give me the presentation like I had with Fight Nights.
Right.
Now what you need is that Ready to Rumble.
That too. I definitely need an arcade version for that too. But
for sure.
Yeah. Need that Afro Thunder with the commercials to match.
Yeah.
That'd definitely be the move right there.
It's funny you said something about the sports stuff, Jack, because there's so many different avenues for all the sports. 2K does have a lockdown for NBA, but somebody really needs to take the NCAA. And like I said, my source said, EA was working on an NCAA, but the only problem with that is, and I'm not saying that he was
didn't
wrong,
they have to pay the NCAA like $50 million?
That's what I'm saying is like for them to go at the NCAA like that, and be able to get those rights, and it's EA on top of that. Like they spent the last forever trying to work out live, and live didn't work out
at all.
And now to move all that stuff over to NCAA, whatever ideas and mechanics and stuff like that, it almost feels like, what team was that was working on a project? I want to say it was Ubisoft. Like, you got an idea? Yes. What's the pirate game?
Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones. Yeah.
Skull and Bones.
Like they had an idea, they pushed the idea, and they were like, you know what? Look, yeah, we got to work on this idea a little more.
Yeah.
And then they got another idea, and it doesn't really kind of work with the original idea. So now they got to come up with a new idea. And I feel like that's kind of how it is with EA.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, the avenues for different games, even if it's not even in the same exact division, or type of game or professionality. Right. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Like that could still work, you know. NCAA hockey, ain't nobody touched that, you know.
Yeah.
NCAA football, you know, soccer. You can even go across the world, you know. Yeah. It ain't like America's the only one who's got the only, you know, sports games, or sports teams on deck. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, get a couple of those other people out there.
EA should have never got rid of Tiburon.
Never.
Telling you,
never.
And EA was smart for a while when they were doing live. They were locking down all of those positions. Mm-hmm. Y'all want to play for Spain? Y'all want to play for America? Y'all want to play for Japan? Like, we got them all, every single one of them.
That used to be a big thing. The USA team, man, that used to be huge.
Yeah, girls, you want to play on the girl team? You want to play WNBA? We got that too. They ain't doing that no more.
Even though people got stupid behind that, but
right,
you know, it is what it is.
Right.
Hi, Vicky.
Goon in the house.
Hey, man, this is my shirt. I don't understand what you don't understand about that.
Wow.
This is a 2-piece item right here. The shirt with the hat. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what that is. You copied me. Let's get that straight. You copied me.
I was in trouble already.
I know, right? I'm just here and enjoying myself, and then here comes Debo trying to yank my chain.
All the time. Jay, did you see that picture I sent you on the Twitter?
Hold on.
Twitter message.
Hold on. Let me see.
I'm not making things up. You like, I want to spend Sandstorm's money.
Pretty much. So you got a shirt of your own. No, I want Sandstorm's
right. Stall him out, Debo. Stall him out.
160 wrestlers, so they putting everybody in there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
With the Ring of Honor people.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
They ain't playing. Trust me, they ain't playing.
They have been quiet for a little bit about it, and I just figured it was because Kenny, because everybody knows Kenny's been hurt, so he had to go do multiple surgeries. So I'm like, probably just waiting for him to get back. But it looks like they wouldn't put everybody that's on the roster. Period. Already did their stuff.
Yeah, look like it. Yeah.
Actually, Vicky, this is a large.
Match settings, random. They got the overalls. Darby Allin is 88. Kenny Omega's 94. Yeah, I mean I think they just need to tune it up some more for sure, and then they just gonna go from there with it.
Yeah, because if they already got the Ring of Honor people already set for it, then that means we ain't got to worry about the DLC. I don't know what the DLC portion would be, but
right. I mean, they definitely, you can see multiple tabs because, when I'm looking at the video, you see they got the AEW tab, and then there's 5 or 6 more tabs after that.
And they got different attire, so it's set up like that. The way they got the attire set up like Street Fighter, I'm like, Kenny.
Yep.
Damn it, Kenny.
AEW Women, Legends and Retro.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, I mean, if you're gonna do it, you have to make a good impression.
Ring of Honor, yep, right here. Bryan Danielson, Matt Hardy. Yeah, they right here.
That's crazy.
So they doing their thing. I mean, definitely, I don't know who the alumni are. Y'all know better than I would, but yeah, I mean, honestly, it seems like they're going all in with the game. I'm interested to see how all the different models move. opposed to just everybody kind of having the same physics. I know they won't do that. I have this feeling they won't do that.
Yo, did this come with gameplay? Can I see the
Yeah.
gameplay
It's
on this?
so it was it's at Game Assault is
Okay.
where I got it from. But yeah, it's just they got Shaq on the game. Wow.
Well, Shaq did that match with Cody.
That's right. That's
Shaq
right.
match with Cody.
Wow. This is Hey, I'm with it, man. I'm with it.
So yeah, that is gonna be a crazy game because I'm just like, please let there be a 8-player stadium stampede.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Please let there be a stadium stampede. The hilarity of the stadium stampede is like one of those situations where I'm like, y'all now have to have this comedy match at every Double or Nothing.
Right.
Like you can't not do it. So whoever your 2 comedy factions are, that's who we do it. To get 1 comedy faction, 1 serious faction, I don't care. Somebody doing the stadium stampede.
Right.
That 2 years in a row, that's been the best match on their card.
I'm telling you, man, there has to be. This looks like a resurgence for sports. Because even from the boxing front, I'm just watching the video now, and they got Deontay Wilder signed, so he on the game. So,
I wonder if Fury just retired, so I'm pretty sure he's signed.
No, he right here. That's what they got him fighting against Fury.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, they doing a lot of signing, like a lot of signing. Now, I'm curious as to how it's going to work because they did mention a lot of these cats going to be DLC. So,
well, that makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of boxers out there, dude.
There is, but my thing is this: how do you feel about dropping, let's say, 60 on a game, and then now you only have, let's say, half the damn roster?
Well, that's an issue because one, you don't want to get into a Team Ninja Koei Tecmo situation where you got like a $60 game and a $93 DLC that you wonder why people are not buying it.
Yeah, because me and my kids just went through that this weekend. They were playing Fighter Z, and my son was like, "Well, Dad, all these characters are $5." And I was like, "Well, let me see how it's cheaper for you to get all these characters." And between 3 fight packs, it's $73. So, granted, if you spent full price on that game, you're spending another $73 on DLC.
Yep.
Wow.
Now to me, like granted, you can kind of look at Smash the same way. In regards to what you buy up front and then what you get on the back end. But when you look at something like Fighter Z versus, I hate to do the comparison, but Fighter Z versus Smash, I don't have to get any DLC with Smash because you get a buttload of characters up front.
You ain't finishing all that stuff.
No, you're not. But with Fighter Z, you have maybe at best 10, if not a little bit more than that as far as characters go.
Right.
So you're kind of forced to get the DLC. But so it is what it is. But I don't know. I just like that sports is kind of making a comeback, especially after I did my video of like to where we used to have multiple games in each sport. And now it seems like it's starting to slowly come back, but it's coming from these other smaller companies.
Yeah.
It's not the big wigs anymore.
Which is, is where it needs to be. Because since EA's went the whole we are corporate route where they're only just looking at money, they've been garbage. Because the first thing they did was got rid of Tiburon, which was a big mistake. So you wonder why we ain't got any more SSX or no street games like NBA and NFL Street. That's why.
Yep.
First thing they did was cut down on Tiburon because they started seeing dollar signs. So, like, whatever, man. At this point, let the smaller teams do it.
Yeah, let
smaller companies do it.
They need to.
They'll be more creative with it anyway. They won't be scared to, actually be creative.
Right.
So, all right, people, we are past the hour mark, so we're going to cut it here for this evening. Thank you for everybody who showed up in the chat, everybody who is watching. We really do appreciate you. Sandstorm, anything you want to pimp out?
Yeah. Oh, trying to remember everything. Normally we do I got mine on Tuesdays and we have Stormcast on Saturdays. But as of the last week was hectic. And this week ain't gonna be too much better. I've got a lot of family stuff going on. This is my vacation, so I've been on vacation since Thursday. And so is Mr. Sandstorm, which means a lot of house stuff has gotten done. So unfortunately, house life over hobby life. So I can't give you guys an exact date of everything. And it's been nice in Michigan. Terminator Juice actually showed off, like he did something crazy too. He actually went to Lake Michigan, which like for him, I believe he's like somewhere like on the edge of the Palm, Michigan, baby. The only place where a map is right here. He lives somewhere like around here. Like I'm down closer towards the middle of the Palm, but he's over here and Lake Michigan is over here. So he went to check out Michigan, which is exactly I think I'm gonna be up in Superior on Tuesday. Okay. No, not Superior. Dang, I'm trying to remember all my lakes. Michigan, Superior is up above. Ontario's the only one that doesn't touch. Huron. There we go. We got too many lakes. So I'm gonna be in Huron, around Huron on Tuesday. With that being said, after this, not like right after, so maybe like 5 or 10 minutes, so I can put Baby Sandstorm to bed. After this, we're actually gonna have a Stormcast because it was supposed to be yesterday. Okay. We are going to be playing and finishing Shin Megami Tensei 5. I finally did like everything in that game, so I'm in the spot to set up for the secret ending. Okay. And that game is ridiculously hard, but when your guy finally gets OP and you get the team, it's trouble for everybody. Like it's not even fair. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish that after this. So make sure you guys come over there and check that out. Depending on how long it takes me to actually beat that, I may even play Arceus after that. So okay. Yeah, that's it for that.
All right, Jack.
I'm gonna start doing just kind of similar to what Andre does, just recording on my phone and then just kind of posting it from that way until I get this whole webcam thing figured out. But yeah, I'm gonna start doing some more talking points in regards to stuff like Sonic Frontiers, some of these sports games. And like I said, my channel has always been centered around talking about stuff that I'm interested in, not just because it happened in the space of gaming. So there's a lot more out there that I'm interested in because it was kind of dead for a minute. So talking more in depth about Splatoon and kind of the things that I noticed, kind of trying to do somewhat of a breakdown for that. And then doing the same in regards to what is it? The BSAC boxing footage they dropped some more footage. So I'm interested in that game too. So a lot of that stuff is just going to kind of be, just me just going on and on about it. And even if I'm not filming, I'll be, talking through it and just kind of showing footage. And hopefully I don't get a copyright claim like I did last time, but we'll see. But definitely that should be coming up here within the next week now that the house is fully unpacked.
Cool. All right. So if you look in the comments, there is a link to the BIPOC Streamer Awards. You do have some time to still nominate somebody. Please go to that site and nominate your favorite streamer. And just please make sure you do that. We're trying to make sure that is a success. So doing our part. As far as me, I am getting Switch Sports next Friday, so I will be doing some live stream of that. Probably do bowling and probably some Chambara live stream of that.
Can we do private sessions on that or no?
I was just about to say, yo, we need to get if depending on who else is getting it, I think we need to just go ahead and just call it on the bowling.
All right, we can do that.
Yeah, we do that weekend because it's about that Friday too. Yeah, we can definitely do that.
We can do that. So
Vicky.
I know. I don't want to say nothing. No, I wasn't invited. If you didn't hear it this time, that means you stuck in the forest somewhere. I don't know.
So, bowling Saturday with the crew.
Hey, there we go. I'm
bowling Saturday with the crew. We'll once we figure out a time, I will post it on Twitter and in my Discord. So, as soon as we figure that out, we will let everybody know. Like I said, I'm probably gonna do a initial playthrough on Friday at some point because like I said, mine's already pre-downloaded. I'm just waiting for Friday to get here. Right. So we'll probably go through a few games Friday. So Saturday then it's going to be Bowling with the Crew. This is gonna be
Hey,
hilarious.
there we go. I'm with it. I am with it.
This is gonna be hilarious. But that's gonna be it for us today. Also, I just did a fresh take with Vicky for episode 4 of Moon Knight and episode 5 of Halo. So please check that out and like, share, subscribe, all the other good stuff. So, and we will see you guys next Sunday. Not 10 a.m. What am I talking about? Next Sunday, 7 p.m.
Early.
7 p.m.
Wow.
Eastern Standard Time. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.